when I think about influence, what I'm talking about today is our ability to inspire others to action. And I think that's really important, and I use the word inspire intentionally. A lot of the things that we're going to be talking about today is the difference between full cooperation and forced cooperation. I think a lot of times when we think about influence in the context of a organization or in the context of sales, it's easy to kind of think of it as these old school, like always be closing, can you make people do things? I'm not interested in trying to help you guys make anybody do anything, because I don't think that serves your best interest as a business person, and it certainly doesn't serve the best interests of our clients. But the ability to inspire others to act because they genuinely want to is a critical skill for almost anybody in any type of business. I know we were just talking about the challenge of recruiting teachers. There's an opportunity right there where we're talking about influence. And certainly if you influence somebody to move to the Tri-Cities to educate children, you want to make sure they're there because they want to be there in terms of an aligned goal. A lot of the work that I do, I use horses for biofeedback in terms of leadership training, leadership development. And one of the things that's great about horses is they are naturally herd animals, and in their natural herd, they have a matriarch mare who will set the direction for the entire herd, kind of set where we're going to eat, where we're going to drink water, where we're going to hang out. But they are more than happy to give us that leadership role if we are coming from a very aligned standpoint and that it serves the best interest of the herd. So we're going to talk today a lot about what those characteristics are that the horses are looking for, because they will only be influenced if it's in their best interest, because they are also prey animals. So their number one goal is survival. And if they don't trust that you're going to keep them safe, they're going to just move away from you and not spend time with you and not be interested in letting you lead. If they feel like that you are best suited to lead and can help keep them and the herd safe, they are more than happy to give you the leadership role. They don't have any ego invested in it the way humans do, so they're not like, oh, I don't want to cede that leadership role to you. They're happy to do it. They're like, hey, you're the best suited, go for it, right? So they've taught me a lot about what it means to influence. So I'd like to give you just a couple seconds to think about, in your world, who is it important for you to influence? Who are you influencing? And what is it that you want them to do? There's 3 key areas that we have the ability to influence at any given moment. So in this moment right now, the first place where I can influence is myself. The first thing I would encourage you to do is check in with yourself. Where am I out of balance? Where am I not clear? How can I influence myself around this goal first, and then to step back and look at these other 2? So the second one, and we focus on this quite a bit, is others. I think teams, kids, business owners, right? So others is definitely kind of, when we think of influence, that's the number one thing we think about is other people, and that certainly is a critical place where we are going to be influencing. But I actually want to pull you back a little bit from that and get you more focused on yourself, and then also thinking about the environment, because those are the 2 areas of influence that we often overlook. Now we're going to talk about 5 key skills of influence, and this is where we're going to spend the bulk of our conversation. So the first is emotion management. The more you become a master at emotion management and self-influence, the easier it is for you to influence others. So if you don't take any other skills away from this, if you just focus on your ability to influence yourself through emotion management, you're going to be much more effective at your ability to influence others. The other skills we're going to talk about today are awareness, clarity, congruency, and accountability. There's a lot of research that shows if I come in and I have a heightened heart rate, for example, your heart rate will also increase. And so being able to understand what's happening with the emotions of everybody around you, and then being able to influence those, whether it's through understanding what that person needs in that moment, what that group needs in that moment, so that you can get everyone to a calm and centered place, will make it much more easier for you to influence others. And then the third is the environment. So because all of us together collectively, all of our emotions are actually setting the tone for what this room feels like right now. So I just want you guys, I'm going to do a little exercise to show the power of this. So right now, everyone seems like pretty mellow. It's early in the morning. There's a lot of coffee. But I want to just see if we can even change the environment, even just a little bit, by collectively taking some time to each check in with ourselves. So I'm going to ask everybody to just take 3 deep breaths and close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, I want you to start paying attention to the sensory details in this room. Notice what noises you hear. Notice the smells in the room. Notice any physical sensations. Can you feel the chair, your feet on the ground? Notice any taste in your mouth. And then open your eyes and notice what you see. And now I want you just to kind of notice, what do you notice about the environment and the energy of the room versus what it felt like before?
Feel more relaxed.
More relaxed, yeah. Feels quieter. Even though no one was really talking before, it's like,
kind of like in the zone.
yeah. So collectively, we just influence the entire environment of the room. And think about the power of that when you're having a conversation with somebody and there's something important that you want to communicate. Is it easier to communicate it when it's this calm, quiet, relaxed, in the zone? Or is it easier to do it when it's heightened and people are really excited and there's a lot going on? Might depend on what the goal is. For sure. But individually and collectively, we have a tremendous ability through emotion management and checking in with ourselves first to influence the entire environment anywhere we're at.